The box says there are 7. My son says there are 8. And I think he's right. Find the smiles. How many can you find? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. All right. New day, new me, except that's not true. I'm the same person I was yesterday. I'm gonna keep saying that for many, many years until I look back and go, well, wait a minute, now it's not true. Obviously, I've changed a lot. What am I talking about? I genuinely have no idea. What am I looking at today? Oh, of course, more maddening stuff. More stuff trying to get me to freak out and lose my mind. I'm not gonna lose my marbles. Oh no, you can't make me. I won't get mad today. I guarantee you it is impossible to make me mad now. Just you watch. We'll make it through this entire video without me getting mad one single solitary time. Huh? All right, let's get started. I'm bothered by this sticker I was gifted. Drink water today. Drink word, Todd. No, that's not. It is a stupid sticker. But yeah, drink water today. Sainsbury's egg is 60% its advertised weight. Wait, so it's 230 grams. Is that with the box? Does that include, that'd be a heavy box. That would be a very heavy box for no reason. But there's no way they tried to sneak that one past, right? Is this traditional shrinkflation? It doesn't look like the actual physical size has gotten smaller, but clearly it's more hollow now, or more aerated to save on 3 cents per egg in terms of production, maybe? I've always wondered about that. Does it actually save money on production to constantly shrink and or redo the consistency of stuff at the factory because you're gonna have to swap parts out or change certain layouts, so on and so forth? Is it really worth the amount of money you're quote-unquote saving versus the amount of money you have to reinvest in redesigning, whether it's the tooling in the factory or otherwise? Is it really worth it? Because I don't feel like it's really worth it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, I don't think it has to make any sense to me. I do this for a living, so what do I really know? I got charged a fee for informing them that I was served the wrong beer. A fee? No way, does it actually say that? All right, it does. That's amazing. So, never go here again. Just, flat out, just never go there again. We like to think that something like this would be beneficial, right? A fee, but it's going to be abused. You catch a server on a bad day and you're being polite, they're going to charge you the fee, right? It's supposed to be for abusive actual jerks. And is that really enforced? Is the $5 I complained about getting the wrong order fee actually something that I feel like I can refuse that. I feel like I can absolutely refuse that. What I would probably end up doing is charging back my credit card and never once returning to that restaurant. That is, if your story is true. If you're not lying to us and all you indeed did do was say, hey, this isn't the right beer, this isn't the one that I ordered, can I please get the right one? Because there's a part of me that feels like maybe there's a little more to your story. I'm just saying. I usually tend to side with the business in this particular case. Usually, just because of all the years of watching Karens and Kyles freak the hell out. Not to say that the customer is always a Karen or a Kyle. It just, I don't know. I've worked that industry before. I know how customers can be, and then they go and play the, all I did was ask for this. So I don't know. If you're telling the truth, never go to this place again. But if you're lying to us, nothing's gonna happen because I don't know who you are and I'll never see you again. If you use a credit card, we will charge an additional 3% to help offset processing. No. Why don't you factor that into your prices, actually? Why don't you just factor that in? I'm so tired of this, man. It's so stupid. If you use a credit card, like 99% of the United States, poor employees had 30 minutes to clean an entire room that looked like this. Okay, 30 minutes. Let's see if it's possible. No, it is not possible. If the entire room, if the entire theater looked like that, no way. There's just absolutely no way in hell. If it's just this little area, maybe they can bang that out real fast. Do they make vacuum cleaners that are specifically designed to handle larger items like popcorn? I know that there's like wet and dry vacs that are huge and beefy for purposes like that, but I'm talking like specifically like an upright vacuum that's chunky enough to handle big crap like this. Not the bags and boxes, obviously. But do theaters have specialized equipment for cleaning up after people at the theater that should not be allowed to go to the theater because they're assholes? I hope so. And you know the people justifying acting like this and throwing their crap everywhere in the theater are just saying, well, it's their job to clean up.
That's what they get paid to do.
Which, by the way, is a disgusting mindset, and you're an asshole if you feel that way. Making somebody else's day more difficult because they get paid for it is pathetic, and you're a giant loser! Crazy how that works, right? Bought a new laptop and noticed that one of the control keys is now replaced with a Copilot shortcut. Yeah, Copilot, that's cool. Super cool that all of this stuff is being forced on us. We don't get a choice. Whether we like AI assistants or not, we are forced to at least deal with them. And it's obnoxious that they always say like, the customer is always right in matters of taste or whatever it may be. And I don't think any of us asked. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us did, I'll be real. I'm not that naive. Obviously, this stuff is here for a reason, but in my own anecdotal experience, which doesn't mean anything, I don't know a single person that's like, woo, I love the AI assistants. They're always perfect and never get anything wrong. I want them in everything. I want one for my desktop, 2 for my phone, 1 for my laptop, 1 for my microwave, maybe my fridge and my oven. I need one for my toilet now. They're in everything. It's crazy. It's so insane. We all know what's going on. You guys ever seen Terminator? That's right. It's coming to life. James Cameron, this is your goddamn fault, you jerk. I cut it horribly, and now my husband says I ate more than half of the cookie. How much did I really eat? What's going on here? Okay, so, yeah, if that's actually the tracing of the full cookie, yeah, I feel like that's not accurate. I feel like you're both weird, all right? It's a cookie. Who cares? Who cares, man? Normally I would. I guess in the past me would have cared a little bit more than present day me does now, for sure. But, I don't know. Seems like he's being a whiner, baby, and you might be. Like, cause look, you didn't even, like, trace it properly here, man. You added, like, little bumps. It looks like you might have shrunk it a little bit. See, I'm distrusting of everyone now. I don't believe your story for 1 second. Okay, that's not true. I do. I only believe like 90% of it, okay? Maybe you were a little sneaky, all right? Now you guys are, you know what? You don't even have a husband. No, I don't believe it. You're just making this all up for internet points because, as we all know, internet points are very, very valuable. Higher number mean cooler person on internet website. I can't believe I wrote code at 1 a.m. for this dumb I traced the shape of the missing portion in Photoshop and made a black and white image with the missing part being the black. Wrote some Python that counts the number of black pixels. Are you actually kidding me? Holy cow, I've never been this compelled from an internet argument to try and do, I mean, I'm not smart enough to do anything like this, but still, I've never been compelled to try. Came out to, I love not being able to read numbers. I drew a circle in Photoshop to match the full shape and got a circle of 720 pixels in diameter. So an area of, I don't know, 45.2%. Someone check my work, I'm going to bed. Did someone check your work? Please tell me someone verified that you got this right. Your nerddom levels were off the charts. 39,000 upvotes. Yeah, you deserved it for that. I will say, you deserve the internet points for this one. You put in the work, and I feel like you're correct. I don't know enough to dispute it. The electricians drilled through the pocket door that pulls out of the frame/wall, and now the door doesn't open. Well, hey, look, they're electricians, not carpenters. So, like, you can't really blame them for that, can you? Electricians are supposed to do one thing. They make the electricity do safe work in your home. They make the electric on for you around house. They run cable through wall, make TV turn on, right? That's all I really know about them. So I'm just kidding. I do wonder what happened here. I've always been curious, as you well know by now, what the hell the thought process was, or what the lack thereof was regarding the thought process. What happened? What happened here? Any electricians in the comments sound off what the you think that was going through these people's heads? I want to know. I know we'll never know the actual answer, but we can get pretty close if you guys hop on in and say, hey, maybe they just suck at their job. I bought silicone bowl lids on eBay at a higher price to avoid Amazon. You got Amazon Basics in the mail, didn't you? You paid extra for drop-shipped Amazon Basics lids, didn't you? That's exactly what we're about to see, by the way. Yep. Okay, it's not Amazon Basics, but it still came through Amazon Prime, which is really, really funny. It was probably just drop-shipped, I'm assuming still. I don't think Amazon is shipping stuff out through eBay, and if they are, well, that's really weird. If you're trying to avoid Amazon by purchasing stuff online, it's harder than ever. It really, really is. I'm not sure what I could really tell you. Unfortunately, because they're even getting through eBay. You know, drop shippers, resellers, dumbasses out there just buying boxed crap from Amazon to resell. They're everywhere. I've even found a few on Craigslist. Craigslist for crying out loud, and I haven't used Craigslist in a decade, okay? I will say Facebook Marketplace is probably the safest bet to completely avoid stuff like that. But then again, you're not going to get anything new, all right? I personally have not seen new stuff really on Facebook Marketplace, so you got to be happy with used. Only then will you truly achieve an Amazon-free level lifestyle full of happiness. Enjoyment ruiners. Seems a little bit dramatic, but show us the money. Okay, so dude's just doing a DJ set at the beach? Look, it's annoying. I get it. You're at the beach to relax and listen to the whooshing of the waves or whatever the hell. Totally understand how someone showing up and being loud as hell would bug you. However, I am just going to go out on a limb and say that this giant stretch of beach, it's a public area. Everyone is here to do what they want to do, and as long as most people aren't about it and don't seem to mind, whatever, dog. You can just walk down the beach and go somewhere else, okay? My next door neighbor installed fence lights and hid the wires on our side. You know what I'd be doing? Cutting them. I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's not something you're allowed to just do, but that is kind of pathetic. It is absolutely something that is done on purpose, knowing full well what you are doing. This person said, okay, I don't want the ugly wires to be showing on my side. I know what I'll do. I'll just put them on Steve's side because then I won't have to see them and there's nothing he can do about it. Perfect. No problem. Absolutely done on purpose to specifically be a selfish prick. That's all this was. Don't make any mistake. That dude is a douchebag who only thinks about himself and what he wants to see when he looks out in his backyard. That's it. There's no speculation here. Adobe. Oh, absolutely. I think we can all agree on that no matter what the hell the context of the situation is. It does not matter. Adobe sucks. We should be happy to not pay for their products, whether it's by hitting the high seas or using the many incredible alternatives. Let's see, cancel your plan today. You'll be charged an early cancellation fee of $109. I have seen that before. I know that Zach tried something that did work. They probably nuked this, so take this with a grain of salt. It probably won't work for you anymore. However, he upgraded his account to a month-to-month, so he didn't have the contract anymore. He upgraded it. And then he canceled. No fee, no problem. Just done so. At most, you had to pay for an extra month. At most. Much better than $110. I will say, while Adobe sucks ass and this sort of thing needs to be illegal, it never will be, but it needs to be. They do tell you are locked into this when you buy it. They do, all right? It's very clear. I mean, maybe it's not anymore, but when I did it and got this cancellation fee, I wasn't surprised because they were very much saying, you are going into a 12-month contract, by the way, so if you need to cancel, you need to pay out the rest of the contract or whatever it be. They were very forthcoming with that because of people's reactions. And they might have made it way less obvious, but that's what it was when I did it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's just like when you get a cable plan, right? Which, yeah, those definitely still exist. They are very upfront about saying, this is a contract price. So don't pretend to be surprised when you cancel and you're charged a fee for it, please, because I'm telling you now, not our problem at a certain point. But yeah, screw Adobe, they need to disappear. I started a week free trial to make a quick poster, but I needed it for almost a week. My school required I use one of the services. Once the week was over, I had forgotten about canceling my trial. Ah, there it is. Yeah, absolutely no brownie points for Adobe on this one. Absolutely zero. I mean, brownie points don't matter, but in this case, holy shit, Adobe, I hope you burn to the ground. And I couldn't cancel my trial beforehand because the services would stop. I remember today, a few days after the trial ended, when I started the trial, it said it would charge monthly. I thought, worst case scenario, if I don't cancel it in time, I'm only out $20. I go to cancel, and it's an annual plan that charges monthly, right? Isn't that the dumbest shit you've ever heard? I've never heard of any service doing that, especially if it's not said anywhere. If I want to cancel it, I have to pay them $110. I hate Adobe. What do I do? Yeah, never mind. With that context, Adobe, you can burn straight in hell. Genuine insanity, and I cannot believe you're allowed to just do whatever you want, like every other company. It's crazy, right? Now, you guys know that the joke at the beginning about me not getting mad was obviously not going to happen, right? Like, you know that, right? Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page here. Like I said, the best chance is to try and do the upgrade and cancel plan, although I don't think that they allow that anymore. There's a hack to this. I got caught up in it for a couple of months ago, too. Anyway, hit change plan, choose an alternative plan or package product. I went with the cheapest. Cancel this new plan from your subscription account settings. Doing this will renew your contract and allow you to cancel this new plan immediately without cancellation fees. If That still works? That truly is the way to go. Was wondering why my first sip of beer at the pub had ice in it. Turns out it was a shard of glass. Okay, all right. Well, that would scare the out of me. I would let them know immediately. Oh my God, I would let them know so fast. If you had swallowed that, there could have been a serious chance you would have been in trouble. So obviously you did. This guy totally let them know. The plan usually is, the policy usually is, if a glass shatters, if any glass gets in the ice bin or whatever, all of the ice, gone, every bit of it. Because duh, why would you try to fish out the glass from the ice? Nope, dump it all out. Hell, get rid of the damn bin, put a new bin in there, and redo all your ice. Because holy crap, what the hell happened? That being in there makes me think that they don't follow that policy as well as they should. Apparently, great skin is tough enough to break temporary crowns in half. This is the second time this has happened from eating grapes in the last week and a half. Grapes? Frickin' grapes? Did you freeze them? How in the world could this be possible? Although I say that, but I know somebody whose permanent retainer in their bottom row of teeth was broken by a jelly baby. So, I don't know. I think dentist and, what's the word? Not optometrist, that's eyes. Dentist and orthodontist just, I don't know, man. Are they working with the best stuff that they have at their disposal? Because if a crown, temporary or not, is bested by a grape, I am wondering why it is we pay them $10 trillion for these services. I work at a print shop and printed 15 copies of this charming letter for a customer. Our dream home might just be yours. Please tell me there's more to this. There's nothing here so far. Oh, there is. Thank goodness. Dear homeowner, I hope this note finds you well. My family and I pass by your home often, and every time we do, we admire it more. It's exactly what we've been searching for over the past 2 years, from the curb appeal to that amazing yard. It truly feels like the one we've been hoping for. Obviously, we haven't seen the inside, but from everything we can see on the outside, the way this home sits on the lot, the size, the yard, it seems like a perfect fit for our growing family. It's rare that a place just feels right, even from the outside, but your home really does. The market's a little wild right now, but we're highly motivated. We have a 16-month-old and another baby arriving in just 2 short months, so we're eager to move on from our townhouse we've outgrown. More than anything, we dream of a space where our 2 dogs, who spent their whole 8 years in townhouses and condos, can finally run and play freely. They've been so patient with us through the years, and they deserve a yard like yours. We do have a realtor and are fully prepared to move quickly if you've ever thought about selling. Now, or even in the near future. No pressure at all. We just didn't want to miss the chance to reach out personally, as your home truly feels like the perfect next chapter for our family. All right? No pressure, even though we just told you a bunch of details about ourselves and our lives and our wants that you didn't ask for in an attempt to appeal emotionally to try and get you to move and sell your home. Look, get that bread, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really work in this situation, but yeah, I don't really like that. You know? No pressure after trying to appeal to emotions and make you almost feel guilty. We have a child and another baby on the way and dogs that have been cramped up all 8 years of their lives. Please let us buy your house. My mom just ironed $150 because they had creases in them. Did she burn them by doing this? Yep. Look, I think the only place you could really get away with ironing, I mean, most countries use plastic for their currency now, right? I mean, other than coins. I feel like most of the bills in other countries, or I'll say in the 2 countries I know of, use plastic, right? But over here in the US, we still use a weird, like, cotton paper or something like that. I'm not even sure what it is. I feel like if you're gonna iron money, you gotta iron American currency. It's the only one that might be able to take that. But all the plastic, I don't know. But there you go. You've ruined 150, euro? What is that? I can't even tell. See, I don't even know. Oh, no, it says dollars. It says dollars. Interesting. Oh, Australia. Is that what it is? Australian dollar? You know what? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. That sucks. Take it to the bank and explain what happened. Let us know what they say. Will do. So, well, they traded 2 notes for undamaged ones, but said the most damaged $50 note didn't have a visible serial number and that I would have to send it to some Australian treasury. The process would take months and Mom would get maybe $5 back. Brilliant. Well, at least you got some back. At least you got, I would say, most of it, because they traded out the other 2 damaged notes. It just, at worst, you're out $50 for no reason versus a whole $150, right? This pisses me off to no end. I mean, everything pisses me off to no end, so So what about you? This dog has been tied up with a 2-foot leash hanging out the back door of my neighbor's back door for the last 3 hours. Debating on calling the animal control on this, or even non-emergency line of the police. Okay, a 2-foot leash just out the back door, so he's locked in that little micro patio and has been for hours? Huh, all right. Perfect example of owners that have an animal that they shouldn't be allowed to own. They should not be allowed to own an animal. If that's what you do, like, look, if there's a yard back there, and there's fencing, let the animal run around the yard. What the hell are they locked up to the back door for, you douchebag? That's just disgusting. Reminds me of the time I went over to a friend's house and their roommates had their dogs in a kennel in the garage. Meanwhile, it was minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so the garage was pretty fucking cold. And I said, hey, so your roommates aren't here and their dogs are out in sub-freezing temperatures with no real warmth or anything like that at all. Can they be brought inside maybe? Because your roommates are fucking assholes. That's really, really weird and cringe. And I say we smack them around a little bit. That's gross. Absolutely. Look, if it's been that long, definitely give animal control a call and let them know that someone's just locked their goddamn dog up in what amounts to a fishbowl overlooking a beautiful pasture. Netflix has seasons 1, 2, 3, and 5 of the series I'm watching. I only realized when it skipped ahead. You know, I love this crap. Wait, what series were you watching? Hold on. Oh, I see. My Hero. Is that right? Yeah, it's My Hero Academia. I know that's not how it's pronounced. It was just to make you mad. This happens with so many shows. When I first found Eureka, it was on Netflix in full, and I think you can still maybe find like season 2 on there or something. I don't understand why they bother. If you can't get at least just season 1 maybe, or maybe season 1 and 2, or at least keep them sequential, please. If you can only get season 2, licensing-wise, or 1, 2, 3, and 5, or something like that, please don't fucking bother. Don't do that. It's a waste of everyone's time, and you're an idiot. I have seen in the past where they just have season 2 of the show. Something like this, fine. You at least get the first 3 before you suddenly have to figure out how to watch 4. But if you just have a middle season, Netflix, you're stupid as hell. The height of the toilet wall partitions in this public bathroom. What, do they like come up to the rim of the toilet or something? Are they that bad? Oh no, they come up just above. Okay, that's really cool. Kind of reminds me of in middle school, we didn't have stall doors. To this day, I still don't know why that was the case. Very, very weird. American public restrooms are, quite frankly, just disgusting. Not because they're super dirty, which they are, but just disgusting in general because you're not allowed to have privacy in a American restroom. You're just not. It doesn't matter where you are, you can't. For some strange reason, the concept of privacy is almost completely dead in the United States. Even if you're in your own goddamn home, people think they have a right to know what's going on in there. Dumbest design. Only way to choose a birth year was by scrolling up from 1. This genuinely feels like the type of thing you'd see on Twitter for a infuriating design contest, where people try to design the stupidest thing they can. This is genius. This is beautiful, and it will absolutely make sure that I never use your service as long as I live. Flipped off the seatbelt cam for laughs. Joke's on me. Girlfriend wasn't strapped in and a $400 fine. Well, wait, she wasn't strapped in? Looks like she is to me, right? Hold on. I gotta... Well, wait a minute. I'm confused. I can see it. Am I an idiot, guys? Am I stupid? I might be dumb. I don't know. You said girlfriend wasn't strapped in. Yeah, she is. Unless, never mind. I can't sit here all day and pay attention to that. Found this growing in my Oh, yep, we've seen this. Yep, the mushrooms. The mushrooms, baby. God, fungi are so cool. They're so fun and also terrifying if I ever see a mushroom growing anywhere inside of the home I reside. Ooh, it's over, dog. It's over. I'm moving, man. I've seen The Last of Us. I don't want none of that. Not only is my shower too small for my tall ass, 6'8", but it also has a direct window giving full view of my f***ing balls. You could start charging for that, you know. Oh, wait. Damn, you are at the ceiling. And yeah, the little perfect window right down there. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, luckily, no one would be in there with you, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're in a private bathroom. Who cares if there's a ball window? No one's in there. But yeah, it must be frustrating. I luckily am a decent height because I have a stall shower as well. And I fit in it fine. It's just like barely bigger than a coffin in there. So that part's annoying. These rare garden plants someone is selling on eBay. 1 pack, 100 rare cat face orchids. Yeah, that is horrifying and disgusting in so many ways, mainly because it actually is just visually horrifying to look at. But man, I'm just trying to rationalize, no matter your age or mental state, thinking that you're going to order one of these and it's going to turn into a literal cat's head on a stem. I sell eggs at my house and had my first dozen stolen. Let's see, $3 per dozen. That's really good, especially for eggs that are right down the road. Man, that's so lame though. When people say this is why we can't have nice things, this right here is the epitome of it to me, because it's all on the honor system. Being able to just drop $3 in and get a dozen eggs is amazing, especially because they're fresh. Sure, duck eggs, a little different, but still, like, that rules. Please put the money in the box. We will fill the fridge as we get them. Awesome. That's great. And then douchebag McGee has to come out of nowhere and steal. So now this person's probably just gonna stop doing this whole thing right now, because why would you invest money in trying to add security to this? You wouldn't. You shouldn't have to. Be nice. This should not be legal. SiriusXM, oh boy. May I know the reason for cancellation? Because I can't cancel online. May I know the reason for not using the services anymore? I don't listen to the radio in my car anymore. I'm so sorry to hear that. What are some of your favorite channels? Please just allow me to cancel my subscription. I see that you're subscribed to Music and Entertainment Plan at $25.54 all in per month. We have a special offer right now for $11.91 per month for 12 months. That's 47% off regular price. Every month you'd be charged $13.34 all in, and there's no contract for this offer. I know from experience, whether they're on the phone or through chat, they have to follow a certain script. Not a script, they have to follow sort of a path, right? Certain things have to be said. I worked in the cancellation department, the loyalty department for Comcast. All right, you guys know that by now, and if that's news to you, yeah, I did that for about a year. Worst job I've ever had in my life, evil company, and the customers have said the most disgustingly traumatic to me, because my job was to get you canceled out. However, I was still required to basically beg you not to, while trying to sell you something new. That was my whole job. I hated doing it, and 9 times out of 10, I got paid less than everybody because I didn't play that game, and I just canceled people and did what my job was, canceling you out. But there were a few times, man, it's disgusting. It sucks, and it should be illegal. This shouldn't be allowed. But damn it. The loyalty department should be there not strictly for cancellations, but if you're pissed off and wondering how you can lower your bill, that's exclusively what they should be for. You shouldn't be coming to me to cancel you. You should be coming to me to get you a new deal. That's really it. Not shut it all down and move on. There should be a separate department that just gets to close you out for that. Went out to my car to go run an errand and found one of my tires gone. Wait, one of your tires specifically? Oh, one of your entire wheels. Okay, I was gonna be a lot more impressed if it was just they pulled the tire off of your rim. But no, this is just classic stole one wheel for some reason. I left a towel at my brother's house. I'll be fixing up a little care package to send to you guys here soon. I'll include a return label so you can send my towel back. I used that towel to sop up oil in the garage. Look, I guess it's just a towel. I can go replace it for a few bucks, but like, excuse me? If you had told me that's what you were gonna borrow it for, I would not have let you done that, asshole. Bought a new TV and they put one of those terrible paper stickers on the screen. I'm not kidding. I would be going back. I'm that petty, all right? I feel like I've ranted about paper stickers here before, but as someone that at least at one point collected like vintage games and bought used movies and stuff like that, stores that put paper stickers on everything, go to hell. Stop doing that, please. This would infuriate me. You have all but destroyed the screen. Sure, I might be able to goo gun this off over the course of 5 goddamn hours to really get that off there, but there will probably be an outline for the sticker for days, weeks, months, permanently on your screen. This is a TV. I would be taking it back and going, you will swap this out with one that hasn't been tampered with. I consider this tampering. You couldn't put the paper sticker maybe on the back? On the bezel that might still exist? This one infuriates me more than the rest. That's just, they know what they did, disrespect. It's just stupid. I would legitimately be going back to have them take it off or give me a new one. My friend made me buy this during my trip to Australia, but refused to accept it when he tasted it. What? Made me buy this? Oh, refused to accept it? Oh, I see. You bought that for your friend, you brought it home, and then they wouldn't. They probably ate it wrong, okay? They probably did it wrong, because here in America, we slather on like crazy. Whether it's butter or otherwise, we just lay that shit on thick, right? But Vegemite, from what I've been told, is not supposed to be used that way. It's supposed to be like quite sparing on the top so that you're not biting into an inch of salty goo, right? Australians, back me up here. You know what? Slazzo, where are you? Slazzo, can you... he's not here right now. Damn it. Okay, anyway, come on.